What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Oak Tree Football channel, and welcome to another 2020 college football schedule breakdown and record prediction video. Today I'm going to be doing the Mississippi State Bulldogs, who of course are in the SEC. So from now on, how I'm going to do these schools is I'm going to do it by conference. So for the next few days, I'm going to be doing the rest of the SEC schools, then I'll do Big Ten schools, and just like that for the rest of the conferences. So today I'm going to be doing Mississippi State. Mississippi State finished 6-6 in last year's regular season, and they lost in their bowl game to finish with a record of 6-7. They had a fantastic offseason, though. They got former Washington State head coach Mike Leach, and they're getting former Stanford quarterback KJ Costello, which is just perfect because Costello should fit perfectly in Mike Leach's system. So offseason was brilliant for Mississippi State. They also have running back Kylin Hill returning. He probably won't get as many carries as last year. He was fantastic last year. Very good. He'll probably get less carries than last year, but he's a guy Mississippi State can trust when the passing attack isn't really working. I do expect the passing attack to struggle a bit this season because it's Mike Leach's first year in the system. Mike Leach's first year with Mississippi State. It's KJ Costello's first year in Mississippi State and with Mike Leach. So I do think we're going to see some struggles there. I think KJ Costello will throw a few interceptions, but for the most part, especially later in the year, I think Mississippi State can be a pretty good team this year. They're only losing a few important players. One of those is Cameron Dantzler, but not too much else other than that. So Mississippi State is a seriously underrated team this year that could actually be pretty good. So let's get into this prediction. Like I said, they went 6-7 last year, and their recruiting class was not terrible. It was ranked 27th in the country. They started off with a pretty easy game at home against New Mexico. New Mexico isn't a good football team. They should have no problem in this one. Week 2 is a very interesting game at NC State. Now, NC State's a team I don't expect to be very good this year. They were not that good last year, and I don't expect them to be that good this year. But this could still be a tough one for Mississippi State, because Mississippi State, I guarantee that Mississippi State will struggle early in the season. They have a new head coach, a new quarterback. They're going to struggle early in the season. Later in the year is when they can start turning it around. Early in the season, I think they're going to have some serious struggles on the road against NC State as well. I do think Mississippi State is better than NC State, but I don't think it's that close. I don't think it's all too close. I definitely think Mississippi State's the better team, but I don't think it's that far of a reach to say NC State is almost as good as Mississippi State. NC State just doesn't have the best talent like Mississippi State does, but I do think Mississippi State will struggle early in the year. I do think Mississippi State should win this game because I definitely think they are better than NC State, but they could struggle on the road early in the year. I am going to give them the win in this one, but they could struggle more than we might think. Week 3, they play Arkansas. Arkansas was the worst team in the SEC this year, and I do expect them to improve, getting Felipe Franks. I do expect them to improve, but not that much. Only 1 or 2 wins, more probably than last year. So, this being a home game for Mississippi State, I have them winning pretty easily in their first in-conference game of the year. Week 4, they have another out-of-conference game against Tulane. This one might be a bit closer than people would expect because it is early in the season. Like I said, I expect them to struggle, especially before their bye week. I expect them to struggle. But Tulane isn't the best team. So I do think Mississippi State should be able to get the win at home. It can be a bit close, I think, but I think Mississippi State is good enough to get the win. Week 5, this is their first seriously tough game of the season. They have to play Texas A&M. Texas A&M, of course, has quarterback Kellen Mond, who is under some serious pressure this year. If he wants to have a career in the NFL, he really needs to perform this season, and I think he will perform. And I think Texas A&M is going to perform this year. I think they're going to be a good team. I don't think they're as good as some of the other teams in their division, like Auburn, Alabama, and LSU, but they are still a very, very good team, in my opinion. And it's going to be tough for Mississippi State to win. Mississippi State is at home this game, which is good for them. But I just really don't see them winning this game, especially because I think they'll struggle early in the year. So, I mean, maybe they can make it close, but I think Texas A&M should win this one. Texas A&M just has too much talent, in my opinion. Week 6, they have a bye. This is an okay place bye, coming off a tough game, going into a very, very tough game. It's almost splits the season in half. It's 5-7 instead of 6-6, but it's still pretty good place bye. Week 7, they have to play on the road at Alabama, and let's just be honest, they're not winning this one. Maybe they can put up some points, but they're just not winning. Bama is arguably the best team in the SEC. In my opinion, they have the best roster in the SEC. That does not mean I think they will perform the best this season, but the roster is the best in the SEC, in my opinion. And maybe if this game was at home for Mississippi State, they could make it a close game. Probably not win, but they could make it closer. Maybe even at Alabama, they could make it closer than people expect. But they're just not winning at Alabama. Alabama's too good, and it's a home game for Bama. This game is just not going to be a win for Mississippi State. I don't see a chance that Mississippi State wins this one. Week 8, they play at LSU, and I just don't see a way they win this one either. LSU is great at home, and LSU is definitely better than Mississippi State. LSU will take a step back from last year. They are losing a lot. They're losing a lot, but they still definitely have a lot of talent. Like Miles Brennan will be their quarterback. We don't really know how he'll play. That's a bit of a question mark, but Jamar Chase and Derek Stingley are, in my opinion, the best at their position in college football. Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver, and I'm not sure if Derek Stingley will be the best cornerback this year, just because last year he was a second-string quarterback, which means quarterbacks would throw his way a bit more. Now he will be the first-string cornerback, which will be interesting to see how he plays, but I still think he should be a good cornerback. I still think LSU will be a good team, and it's a home game for LSU. I just don't see Mississippi State winning this one, especially when you're coming off a game at Alabama. Those are 2 easy losses for me, so guaranteed they will have 2 losses at least this season. Week 9, it's another incredibly tough game against Auburn. They're at home this one, but Auburn will probably be a good team this year with Bo Nix at quarterback. He will definitely step up, in my opinion. Was not great last year in his first season as a freshman. He only threw 16 touchdowns, but he will definitely take a step up both as a runner and as a passer this season, in my opinion. Maybe he can even be a Heisman contender. I do feel that's a bit of a long shot, but I do think it's a possibility that he will be there this season. They also have Jartavius Whitlow as the running back and Seth Williams as the wide receiver. So Auburn definitely has a lot of firepower on that offense, and especially coming off a game at LSU and then at Alabama before that, I don't think Mississippi State will win this one. It is a home game, but coming off 2 tough games, playing a very tough team, I don't think Mississippi State's going to win. So this is just a tough stretch for Mississippi State. Texas A&M at Alabama, at LSU, and then against Auburn. I think they could be undefeated coming into that stretch, but after that stretch, I think they'll probably be around 4-4. Probably 4-4. I don't think they'll beat any of those teams. Maybe they have a chance at Texas A&M, but I just don't think it's very likely. Week 10, they play Missouri. This is a very interesting game because I think Missouri can be okay this year. I think it'll probably be just about the same record as Mississippi State. I do think Mississippi State's better than Missouri, though. Mississippi State's at home for this one. So I think it will probably be Mississippi State. Missouri can make it close. Missouri's a very interesting team this year. I do think they have some talent, but they're definitely missing a lot of pieces. Maybe Missouri can make it a good game, but I just don't really think so. I think Mississippi State should win this one pretty easily. Week 11, they have to play on the road against Kentucky. Kentucky's an interesting team, to be honest, this season. Kentucky is a team that could either be pretty good or they could struggle more than we think. I think they will be pretty good. It's just going to be interesting to see how their quarterback, Terry Wilson, plays, obviously coming back from that season-ending injury last year. And they are losing a bit of talent like Lynn Bowden Jr. So it will be a step back for Kentucky this year because they're losing some talent, but not by much. I still expect Kentucky to be a good team, definitely better than Mississippi State, and I really don't think Mississippi State will be able to come to Kentucky and get this win. If this is a home game for Mississippi State, there's a really good chance Mississippi State wins it, in my opinion. But just being on the road, I don't really think Mississippi State will get the win. I'm going to pick Kentucky in that one. Week 12, they play Alabama A&M. They should have no problem in this one. That should be an easy win. And then to end the season off, they play rivals Ole Miss. Obviously, they played last year in the final game of the season. That was a very crazy game. Mississippi State ended up winning on a missed extra point by Ole Miss at the end of the game. So it's going to be an interesting one, this one, because Ole Miss is a team I expect to get better this season, probably. I do expect Ole Miss to probably make a bowl game. I wouldn't be surprised if they miss like last year, but I do think it's possible that they will make a bowl game. But the same with Mississippi State. Ole Miss quarterback will most likely be John Rice Plumlee, who is a fantastic runner and can throw the ball as well. So Ole Miss definitely has the talent, I think. And honestly, these teams are very similar when it comes to talent. You can make an argument Ole Miss is better, but you can make an argument argument Mississippi State is better. Mississippi State will probably be playing better at this point in the year. A lot of their players will probably be playing better. But I kind of feel like it will be Ole Miss because this is a home game for Ole Miss. And honestly, I do think Ole Miss is better than Mississippi State. Not by much, but I do think Ole Miss is better than Mississippi State. If this is a home game for Mississippi State, I'm picking Mississippi State. It's just one of those kinds of games. But because it's a home game for Ole Miss, I'm going to take Ole Miss. So now, as I always do, I'll go through each game once again. I'll give my prediction for I think we'll win. Week 1, New Mexico, easy win. Week 2, NC State. This could be a close one, but I'm going to give them a win. Week 3, Arkansas, win. 4, Tulane, win. Week 5, Texas A&M. I don't think they'll win. I just think Texas A&M's too good. Then they're bye. And Week 7, they play Bama on the road. They're not winning this one. Bama just has too much talent. With Mac Jones, maybe he'll struggle, but I think he'll be okay. Najee Harris, Jalen Waddle, and Devonta Smith, that's just their offense. They just have so much talent. Even though Mississippi State's coming off a bye, they're just not winning this one. Don't think they'll win in Week 8 either at LSU. LSU is just too good of a team in my opinion. Week 9, I don't think they'll beat Auburn. Auburn is a team I expect to be pretty good. Even though this is a home game, I think they will lose. I think they'll beat Missouri. I think they'll lose to Kentucky. Kentucky's definitely better than them. It's a home game for Kentucky. I'm going to pick Kentucky. I think they'll beat Alabama A&M. And I'm going to pick Ole Miss in Week 13 to give them a record of 6-6 on the year. I think this is a safe bet for Mississippi State this year. I think they'll probably be 6-6. The games might be different than the ones I have. But for me, I feel guaranteed losses at Alabama, at LSU, and then Auburn. So best case for them would probably be 9-3 in my opinion. And then I'm pretty sure they'll lose to Texas A&M. I feel it's very likely they'll lose to Kentucky just because it's a road game. And then I think they'll lose one more, and I think Ole Miss is pretty likely because I think Ole Miss is going to be pretty good this season, and it's a road game. So 6-6, I think, is a safe bet for them this season. Maybe they win one more game, go 7-5. Maybe they drop one more game, like at NC State or Missouri. Maybe they drop one of those games and go 5-7. But I do think Mississippi State will go to a bowl game this season. They definitely have the talent to do that. It's just going to depend how will Mike Leach and KJ Costello play. Obviously, the practices aren't really helping them out, but I still expect Mississippi State to be a pretty good team this season. So these are my thoughts on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. What are your guys' thoughts? Tell me in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, and if you are new around here, feel free to subscribe for more daily NFL and college football content. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.